Hello everyone, so in this video we are going to do something called as ChromaDB. So ideally it is not perfectly an AI driven domain, but again we use these kind of DBs when we have to store our not to say your vectors for different sentences. Okay, so this is how we use, not only for sentences, you can also use it to store vectors for your images or audio or any other thing. Okay, so it's a DB, it's a database, Chroma database. Okay, I have two files over here. I'll just be explaining those two. Okay, so this is the first one. So first line I've already run because this takes some time. After that you're just going to do the basic imports. So you import the ChromaDB. You also need date time because I want here, I just want to keep some data as to when it was created. And finally, this is the most important line. Okay, this is how you initialize a Chroma client. Okay, so this is something that we have to do, ChromaDB.client. Now first thing, obviously if you're using a database you need to create a collection, right? So the way you create a collection is by saying Chroma client dot create collection. Very simple. Okay, then you name the collection. In this case it is my collection. So this example has been taken from the official website itself. Okay, and apart from that you can also have some metadata regarding what your collection is. So let's say, and this metadata can be anything. Here I have just given a description which was available on the data on the website, and the description is my first Chroma collection, and what I've also given is the time when it was created. So let me just go ahead and hit shift enter. Now adding the documents is also very easy. Okay, so what you do is you say collection.add. Collection was our collection that we have created over here. Okay, dot add, and then you have to pass in some documents. Okay, so documents here is just sentences. You can, as I said, you can use images also, but documents is sentences. Okay, so these are the two documents. So first is Messi and Ronaldo are two greatest football players ever, which I think is correct. And second is Scotland is famous for its beautiful landscapes. Okay, this is, in my opinion, is also correct. Okay, after that you can also store some metadata regarding the documents. Fine, so your first metadata is in here. What you need to remember is you have to pass in a list of dictionaries. Okay, so this is your first one, which is topic is sports. Second one, your topic is travel. As you can see, the first one is your sports, related to sports, and second is related to, let's say, geography or travel. Okay, and you have to give unique IDs, and we will see what happens if you do not give unique IDs. Okay, so if you hit shift and enter, this will run. Yes, it will download the sentence transformer model because obviously it needs to figure out a way by which it can convert these sentences into embeddings. Okay, so once you hit collection.get, you should get those documents over here. Okay, so you can see Messi and Ronaldo, these are the two documents, and metadata over here is given, and IDs here again it is given. So we'll be using these things later. Okay, now what if you want to query? Okay, you have two documents, but assume you had 1000 documents and you want to query. Okay, so what you do is you write your query over here, which is UK is comprised of 4 different countries and football is the most famous game ever. Again, opinion based, and the first one is factual but second one is opinion based. Then what you do for every query, okay, for every sentence, it will go to the database and it will try to figure out what are the closest, that is the closest result. How many results for each query? 2 results for each query. Okay, and then if you hit shift and enter, you can see the answer. Okay, so the first one is UK is comprised of 4 different countries. I am of an opinion that this will align more with this sentence, that is Scotland is beautiful for its landscape, because these two are again somewhat related. So if you see the results for the first one, you can see over here ID2 and ID1. If you remember, ID2 was your Scotland is famous, and ID1 was your Messi and Ronaldo. Same thing over here. Okay, so again, and the documents has also been sorted in the same way for the first one. So you can see Scotland is famous for its national, and this is for the second one is ID1 and ID2. Again, this second one is related to sports, so ID1 is closer to sports, and then ID2. Same thing, you can see Messi and Ronaldo are two of the greatest players. Okay, same thing, all the other things come along with it. Now, what happens if you want to add the same, you can change the sentences over here. Even though I've given the same sentence, you can change over here. Okay, you can just just add something over here. Okay, just to make sure that these two are different sentences and it don't have to make any sense. If you just add like this, collection.add, what you will get is you'll get some kind of a warning. Why? Because the IDs already exist. If I change the ID over here, id3, and then revert this sentence back to the previous sentence, then also it will accept, but now it will not. Okay, so it will give you that same error or warning in this case. But what if you don't want this warning? Okay, you want to, and you can see over here, you can verify nothing has been added, only id1 id2 remains, nothing has been added. However, if you add upsert, okay, instead of add, so that was collection.add, now this is collection.upsert. What you do is you give the same thing. Okay, you give the same, what to say, IDs. If you run this, nothing will happen. Again, the collection won't change. Why? Because you IDs are duplicate, but at least the warning has not come. Okay, so this is something of importance. Now you can also add. So if you don't want to use the add command, you can use upsert. That's why generally I recommend using upsert over here. Okay, and then you have two brand new sentences over here. Rome was not built in a day, and light shows both wave and particle like properties. This is something that we all know. Rome was not built in a day, and this is scientific related. Okay, so metadata, again, you have a topic over here. The topic of the first day can be, if first sentence can be philosophy. I'm not very good at this. And second one obviously comes from science. Okay, so physics. So topic is science. IDs obviously have to be unique, so ID3 and ID4. If you go hit shift and enter and then you go and see the collection, you can see IDs 3 and 4 have been added. Those 4 documents already you can see over here, and the topics have also come. Okay, now what if you want to say this is for just taking a duplicate of your collection? Okay, so you have already the collection, but you want to keep another name for it. Okay, so what you do is my collection name is going to be constant, because that is how we had defined our collection over here, my collection. Okay, so we keep that over here. Let me just go here. Yeah, and then you just want to use another variable, collection2. Okay, so ideally if you hit shift and enter, even though collection2 is a different variable than collection, it has the same data. Why? Because the collection, the database is same. Okay, I hope you got that. Now peek, these are some functions that you should know. Returns the first 10 elements of the collection. Again, only there are only 4 elements, so you will get, if you hit shift and enter over here, you will get only 4. But if there are, let's say, 10,000, you would have only gotten 10 over here. Okay, so since this is only 4, you'll get 4. Again, all the other things, embedding also you're getting over here, you're getting the documents, you're getting the metadata, everything. Let's go ahead. Count, again, number of documents in the collection. Very simple, 4 collections, 4 it is there. If you want to change the name of the collection, so it was earlier my collection, now it is new collection, you can do that over here. And if you print collection.name, you see the new name of the collection has come up. Okay, if you want to update something, okay, you want to, so if our document, okay, you see over here id2, our document was Scotland is famous for its beautiful landscapes, correct? Now if you want to update this particular document, you need to have its id. You also need the metadata, and then finally what you can do, you can change the document over here. So if you hit shift and enter, and the way we have done it is we are using collection.update, and here you give collection.get, and then you can see rest everything remains same, but the second sentence has changed. Okay, tacos are famous in Mexico, and the topic has also changed. Okay, so this is what is there. Apart from that, if id is not there, you can get some kind of an error. Okay, again, warning in this case. Okay, so let's go and do this one. Okay, so what happens if you add this one? It will add. Okay, here if you see, it will not add, because sorry, this is not addition, this is update. Obviously since the id was not there, update did not take place. Here what happens is you have to upsert, you have to add this particular thing. So you basically do an upsert, you don't care, and then finally you'll get one particular over here. You can see id5, sarees and kurtas are worn in India, which is correct. And you get this particular thing as well, this fifth line over here. Now what if you want to delete? Simple, just say collection.delete, and then you pass in the IDs is id4 id5. You hit shift and enter, and then you see id4 and id5 has been deleted, only 1 2 3 is remaining. Okay, and so the sentences and everything. Now let's go to the second notebook. So this is our second notebook over here. Again, we have just installed the ChromaDB, and then initialized the client over here, then created the same collection. So what was there in the previous notebook, and then have added certain documents over here. Okay, there are 3 documents that I have added. Okay, athletic performance can be influenced by factors such as training, nutrition, and genetics. Competitive sports often involve the application of rules and strategies, and technology advancement have impacted various aspects of sporting. So all 3 are related to sports, right? So topic is sports. Again, here topic is sports and topic is sports. Okay, and ID is 1, 2, 3. Now what I have done here is I have added 3 more for geography. Okay, you can read these sentences, but it's not relevant. Again, Earth's geological processes may relevant just for the example. Shares its landforms and influence natural phenomena, something related to climatic patterns and water resources. Then thirdly, you have some philosophical stuff over here. Philosophical inquiry explores fundamental and different psychological schools, philosophical schools, and ethical frameworks. Okay, same topics are all psychology, and the IDs are 7, 8, and 9. Okay, once that is done, you can come over here, and then these 3 is related to food. Okay, so first is food preparation, second is food production, and then is nutritional content. All of them is related to food, so the topic is food, and IDs are 10, 11, and 12. Now if you do a collection.get over here, you will get all the things that are available. You'll get all the IDs, correct? You will get all the documents, right? And you will also get all the topics. Now you have a query. Let's say you have a query which is sustainable food production something something. One thing that you are obviously seeing in that methods, let me reiterate that sustainable food production methods are increasingly considered in geographical regions vulnerable to climate change. Two things that you need to understand: this is also talking about food, which is topic over here, food, and it is also talking about geographical vulnerability to climate change, something related to geography as well. Which means now if you just go and hit this, let's say this is our query, ideally these two, okay, to say topics should come up. Okay, so if you hit shift and enter over here and then you see the results, you can actually see that there are you see the 5 sentences over here. First one is food production, second is related to climatic patterns, third is food preparation, again water resources and nutritional content. You can see either for all the 5 to say sentences, your topic is either food or geography. You can verify from here, and this is correct. And see, you can see also the distances, which I have not mentioned in the previous distances. You can see the distances, you want the distance to be less, right? If 2 documents are similar, you need to have distance in the increasing order. So the first is the least distance, which means this food production sentence and distribution sentence is the closest to this particular sentence, our query sentence. Okay, now this is what we got. This is something we have already discussed. But what if I want to tell you, what if you are interested in only those sentences that come from geography, but again they are sorted in a way that is the what is the closest sentence. Ideally you see geography is this and this, which means this particular sentence, that is this particular sentence, climatic patterns and environmental changes, and this particular sentence, that is water resources are distributed, these two should come as first and second. And if you do that, and the way you do it is you put a condition where, okay, this is new in the collection.query, you put a condition where, and then you say topic, it has to be equal to geography. You cannot go outside this. So if you do over here, you see those 2 sentences have come, the ones that we had talked about: climate patterns and environmental changes, and water resources. If you go up over here, you can see the same thing: climate patterns and environmental changes, and then water resources. These are the 2 sentences again. Now there is something else. What if you are not interested in to say both food and geography? What if you want something in from these 2 categories? Okay, or this could also be geography. What I'm saying is you are only interested in these topics, so you say where topic in, there it was equal, okay, equal over here, equal to one particular topic, but here you say in any of these topic it will work. So what you do, you hit a shift and enter, and then you try to figure out the result. Even though it will not match a lot because the query sentence is vastly different from our sentences, it will say yes, at least these 2 are somewhat there. Technological advancement, these are the closest from whatever we had from the philosophy and sports, even though the target sentence, the query sentence that we had was basically a geography slash food related sentence. Okay, so what I'm saying is that you can do these 2 things as well. Okay, so both these notebooks will be available on GitHub. Link is there in the description. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and bye.